In today's Generation Money Report, it's a new type of currency for the newest generation. But the coins in this currency don't come from a mint, no. These Bitcoins are created and exchanged digitally, using computers. Shelby Halliday explains.
$8 for a couple of sodas in New York City's trendy Ever Lounge is not unheard of. But when the bill comes, 23-year-old Jonathan Mohan pulls out his phone, not his wallet.
It's going to come out to 0.0561.
0.0561 Bitcoins, that is. A type of virtual currency that's starting to make quite a name for itself in the real world.
I think that Bitcoin will never replace the dollar, just as other cell phones are never going to replace the iPhone, but I think that there's a market out there for people who don't want to use the dollar.
What started out as an open source software program back in 2009 has now become a way for people to anonymously purchase, save, spend, or even create their own money without any federal regulations. Ever Lounge is one of the few places in New York City that accepts Bitcoin right now, and it actually saves money by doing so. That's because purchases made with the virtual currency Bitcoin are not subject to the same fees as purchases made with credit cards. And unlike the dollar, there are no central banks or governments controlling the currency.
There's a joke in Bitcoin called "In cryptography we trust." And what that means is we're not trusting in a person, we're not trusting in an institution, we're trusting in math.
You're trusting in a code.
Yeah.
And you'd rather trust that than a bank.
Yes, I'd rather trust that 2 + 2 will always equal 4 than I will that a politician doesn't have an ulterior motive.
But there are risks associated with using Bitcoin, the first being its value. That's because unlike dollar bills, which can be printed and added to circulation over time, there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoins, and they're created in a process called mining. Anybody can mine Bitcoins. All it takes is a computer which is programmed to solve a complicated mathematical formula. But depending on the processing speed of your computer, it could take days, weeks, even years before you successfully mine even a single Bitcoin. And once you get that one Bitcoin, there's no guarantee that it will even be worth much money because the prices of Bitcoins are so volatile. In April, the price fell from over $260 per coin to just over $50 in a 2-day span.
Imagine if you're a buyer or a seller and you make a deal with someone, and then a few hours later or a day later, the price fluctuates wildly. Depending on which side of that transaction you're on, you're going to have a big incentive to try to cancel the transaction.
Many people like Jonathan see that as a perfect investment opportunity.
I got in a little late when it was at $72. And I bought about $3,000 then, so that got me about 42 Bitcoins.
Okay.
And the price has gone up about double since then, so I'm pretty happy right now.
So you've doubled your money?
Yeah.
In how many weeks? How long has it taken?
It was about 3.5 or 4.
So that was fast.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that investment.
But investing in Bitcoins can also bring big risks. Because purchases are untraceable, they've been used to buy illegal substances and firearms anonymously. And security remains a major concern.
It's really, really difficult to hold a Bitcoin securely, so you have the option of holding it on your own computer, where it's like holding cash under your mattress, and that's obviously a bad idea. Or you can hold it with these third-party e-wallet providers, but these are nothing like banks because they themselves can be hacked, or you don't have any assurance that they won't just take your money and run.
Regardless of the risks, the popularity of the Bitcoin has exploded over the past few months. But Jonathan believes it's more than just a short-lived trend. You don't think it'll go out of style?
I think everything goes out of style eventually, but I don't see that day happening in the near future for Bitcoin.
Shelby Halliday, Channel 1 News.